Hey guys, J77 here doing another vlog news update, and this one have came on my screen not too long ago. It involves a Tennessee man who is the father of not one, not two, not three, not even five, not even 10, but 30 kids. Um, what does shock me is not the fact that he has 30 kids. What shocked me that he actually has the nerve to ask for the court for a break in child support. Damien Hatcher, 33, of Knoxville, has children with 11 different women. And this is reported, by the way, by WREG TV. I do have a link to both the article and the video. I will put it up on the bottom of the screen, and you guys can check it out yourself. But he says he have already taken half the state have already taken half his paycheck and divided it up, which doesn't amount to much when Hatchet is making only minimum wage. Some of the moms receive as little as 900, not 300, not 65, but as little as $1.49 a month. That's not even a day. That's a month. The oldest child is 14 years old. That's the oldest. Now, before going into that, keep in mind that this guy is 33. He's still young, and he already has 30 kids. So there's a history behind this, and it's not a very good one at that. Back in 2009, when Hatchet was in court to answer charges that many of the mothers were not receiving child support, he had 21 kids at the time. He said that he was not going to father any more kids, but he ended up having 9 more in the past 3 years. Yeah. Uh, Something's wrong with that picture. The state cannot order Hatchet to stop making babies. He hasn't broken any laws, according to the report. But that hasn't stopped the court system from putting him in jail. He actually did serve some jail time for not paying child support. And according to the news article, he had indeed. There was a mediator, a child support mediator, who came across the agreement of arrangement towards payment for the children. But it also definitely states that if you don't pay it, he will end up back in jail. So this case is still ongoing. He did ask for a break in child support. I seriously doubt that's going to happen. They don't play that in certain states. They're really very strict on that. But the point is, even if they do reject it, from what I've gathered, it doesn't really matter because they're getting little to nothing to begin with, and that is the sad part about this. And what strikes me about this case here is you have Damon Hatchet, who is the person who is father of the 30 children. Um, he's pretty much blaming the women, and I feel that's a cop out to me because one, he knew he already had a large amount of children to begin with, and not one time it occurred to him to use any form of protection. The same thing going with the women who, to their understanding, they knew what they was getting into, but still, Damon Hatchet himself could have done everything he can to prevent this from happening. Condoms, you name it. It was there. He had the resource, and the fact that he didn't even use that and continuing to do the same mistakes twice, it's just beyond me. This is pretty much him, and the fact that now he basically born children which he himself cannot take care of, even though he came into the news saying he can do it. Obviously he can't, and this is unfortunate. And you have 30 children who's facing a very serious situation because the mother themselves cannot really afford to provide for them, and that's the biggest issue. Um, my own feeling is this: is that when it comes to David Hatcher, I think to me, he's selfish. He's not the only one that it takes two to tango. I understand, but to me, for what he said earlier, saying that he doesn't feel any sympathy for the women because they knew what they was getting into. Well, you also knew what you was getting into, and you did not do anything to prevent any kind of unwanted pregnancy. And this is one of the things that I never understood how, even though he says, and I quote, that he is not going to have any more children, yet he had 9 more within a 3-year period, which means he was sleeping around with dozens of women without any regard to himself, his health, their health, or the fact of not even using any protection to prevent any more pregnancies from happening. But apparently, like I said, it's all the woman's fault, not his. I'll leave a comment on the section below. There's a video that you can guys watch, and you'll give your own take on this. Personally, this is a sad story. And to me, if I'm the judge, I'm not going to give in to any demands. I don't think they're going to give in to any demands. I'll make it very clear that, hey, look, you either pay up your support, or he will be going back to jail. That's the way it is, because there's no excuse for this kind of behavior at all. And he needs to pay the piper in terms of making sure these kids are provided for, if he can, because it doesn't look like he can himself with the part-time job he has. So that's just my opinion. You guys can leave your own opinion, but until then, I will leave a link below, and hear you guys own thoughts on this. But until then, this is J77 saying take care.